Today we're going to downtown Vancouver once again. We're going to get some super bomb, super fire, super delicious tacos. We're going to a spot that seems to be already quite well known in the downtown Vancouver scene. Today we're going to the PawnShop, a taco shop and tequila bar inspired by the spirit of East LA. Now what does that mean exactly? I'm not sure, but it looks lively, it looks fun, it looks super colorful, and it looks like everyone's having a blast, and I sure as hell did not want to miss out. And on top of that, they've had some rave reviews. From super affordable tacos, to great happy hour deals, to amazing drinks, and amazing vibes, this place has received a lot of praise, so I was super excited to go. This adventure starts with a SkyTrain ride and a walk down Granville Street. PawnShop is actually located on Granville Street, and if you don't know Granville Street, it's actually super busy and super hard to find parking. So taking transit or taking an Uber is highly recommended. Plus, if you're going to a tequila bar, you probably shouldn't drive anyway. Plus, in the summer, walking downtown is actually quite pleasant. So after about a 15-minute walk from the Granville SkyTrain station, you'll find yourself at the PawnShop. And it's actually got a really nice storefront. It's super colorful and super easy to see. But if you need a better landmark, there's this really famous boutique that's really close by. I know you've been there, you bunch of dirty weirdos. Anyway, when you get there, you'll notice that there's some neon signs, and then there's an outdoor patio that's super colorful and super summer-esque. And then there's an indoor covered patio that allows you to enjoy the sunlight, but still be covered from the outdoor traffic. But the inside vibes are totally different. It's way darker inside, there's way more neon lights, and it's even more colorful than the outside. And the walls are covered by this graffiti-style art, which I assume reflects that East LA style that they're going for. And honestly, I thought it was pretty dang cool. Now, I came here early on a Wednesday, so it wasn't super busy and there was definitely no super sexy luchadors. But I could definitely tell that this place gets really rowdy on the weekends. Now, I tried to film on the inside, but it seemed utterly impossible. It was much too dark and there was these red and blue lights that made the food look super yucky. So we moved ourselves to the outside patio. And thank God they were so flexible with their seating arrangement, because now we can actually see the food. And we got chips and dip on the house. And honestly, there's no real need to review it, but who doesn't love free chips and dip? But I do want to mention, the salsa was actually pretty freaking fire. Also, we were really hungry, so this absolutely saved our lives. And of course, we had to get a fun drink. We wanted a drink that really screamed summer. So we got ourselves a rosé sangria. It's got rosé, it's got peach schnapps, grapefruit juice, oranges, and lemons. And it comes with this little rosé bottle, so you can top yourself off whenever you feel like it. It's sweet and fruity and it's perfect for summer. This drink goes for about $22.95. It's quote unquote one of their big drinks, so it's actually meant to be shared. Now this drink is actually really sweet, so if you have a sweet tooth, it might be perfect for you. Now let's start talking about the food, because we got lots and lots of food. I was really determined to do a very thorough review of this place. Now a lot of the food seemed really creative. They were super well plated and incredibly colorful. So just visually speaking, they're all very attractive to look at. And of course we had to start with a classic, the PawnShop Nacho, which they call the Poncho. This nacho is absolutely stacked. It's got queso blanco, feta, pickled onions, roasted corn, pickled jalapenos, spiced beans, pico de gallo, chipotle mayo, and cilantro. Like that is so many freaking toppings. And I was so freaking excited about it. My girlfriend also wanted the cheesy tater tots, so we got that too. But I wanted something more exciting, so I wanted to try their mini quesadillas. I got the Philly, which has a cheese-crusted tortilla filled with shaved ribeye, sauteed onions, banana peppers, garlic aioli, served with a queso blanco. And these guys are actually really full. PawnShop seems incredibly generous with their toppings, which honestly is kind of rare these days. And then we also had to get this beef birria mini quesadilla. I mean, freaking look at it. It is magic. And then we got what PawnShop calls the Jefe tacos. This is called the coconut shrimp on fuego. Fried coconut shrimp with shredded lettuce, sweet chili, chipotle aioli, pickled onions, and sesame. It kind of reminds me of a southern frying style that mixes Tex-Mex and Asian flavors. And then we got a Dorito dusted chicken taco. I'm actually not a big fan of putting Dorito dust on everything, but our super pretty waitress and incredibly handsome manager said it was really good. So I guess I had no choice but to try this amazing Dorito fried chicken taco. Also, by the way, why are the people that work here so freaking good looking? What is that about? Anyway, we also got some OG tacos. We got the mezclada. It's got spiced ground beef with shredded lettuce, burnt lime crema, mozzarella, cheddar, pico de gallo, and cilantro. And of course, the handsome manager makes an appearance. He was letting us know about the hot sauces, but honestly, I just like salsa verde. It's the best one and you guys can fight me about it. And of course, this leads us to the review portion, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now we started nice and simple, with the cheesy tater tots. Now were they good? Well yeah, they were decent, but they were as good as tater tots could be. It's not exactly a dish that's gonna wow you or surprise you, but it's like a nice little appetizer that you can have when you're just having drinks with your friends. Also, tater tots are just super nostalgic, so there's always that. And of course, if you also want something that will wow you, they have something called nacho tots, which is like tater tots, but fully loaded with nacho toppings. Or you could do what I did. You can get their top-notch, absolutely delicious poncho. Flavor-wise, this dish has so much going on. Of course, it's rich from the cheese, but then it's sweet from the pickled onions and roasted corn, and it's got a little bit of acidity and a little bit of a kick from the pickled jalapenos and the pico de gallo. And the spiced beans give it a little bit of fullness. And then of course it's got the chipotle mayo, which puts it all together and adds that sauciness. It's super delicious, it's super full, barely has any bald spots. It's absolutely beautiful to look at, so I highly recommend. And then we move on to the quesadilla, something my girlfriend orders every time at every restaurant. This mini quesadilla is filled with beef birria. It's got that beautiful orangey gold exterior, and the aroma that it gives off would make you salivate. And of course you have to dip it in the compote. That's what quesadilla is all about. I wouldn't say their compote is super flavorful, but it does add that juiciness to the quesadilla. But the quesadilla itself is super flavorful. The slow braised beef pretty much melts in your mouth, and there's like the perfect amount of cheese where it's thick but it's not too much. And then the onions and cilantro kind of add a little bit of greens just to break up the grease a little bit. And surprisingly, it's not that messy to eat. This taco holds together really well. The taco doesn't fall apart, the meat doesn't spill out the back, and on top of that, it's not that greasy. Of course there's grease on it, but I've been to other places with quesadilla and my hands were just covered in oil. And honestly speaking, I think this is my new favorite quesadilla spot. If you know a spot that's better than this place, please put in the comments below, because I want to know. But to be perfectly honest, I don't think there is a better place in Vancouver. And then we had their OG tacos. Honestly, I thought these were a bunch of normal tacos. I wasn't even sure if I was going to review them. Considering I had all these special tacos like the quesadilla and the coconut shrimp and the Doritos, I really underestimated this taco. Let me tell you this. The spiced ground beef was so perfectly seasoned. And the greens, the shredded lettuce, the pico de gallo, the cilantro, it was actually so refreshing to have. Everything else was cheesy and greasy. This was just so perfectly balanced. On top of that, you can get a really good deal on these tacos. During happy hour, they're only about $2.50 each, and only $5 for a drink. For around $20, you could have 5 tacos, a drink, and a great night out. Who said going out had to be expensive? I highly recommend these tacos for students on a budget, and everyone else of course. They're a great quality taco, they're filling, and you can get them at a great price. Where else are you going to find food for this price in this economy? Next up, we have another specialty item, the Philly Mini Quesadilla. It has a cheese-crusted tortilla, which you can see on the top edges of the quesadilla. Though personally, I really like the color of the quesadilla taco better. The orange color was just way more attractive. But flavor-wise, whew, this thing was incredible. The shaved ribeye is super tender. The sauteed onions and the peppers and banana peppers gave it that acidity and that little bit of kick. There was also that garlic aioli, and it was super pungent. If you love garlic, oh man, this is totally for you. And of course you can add the other sauces. I started adding the salsa verde, the cheese sauce, whew. It just becomes a whole different monster. I treat my taco experience kind of like my Chinese hot pot experience. You have to play with the sauces and customize that flavor for yourself. And you know the food was absolutely fire because my girlfriend, who typically has a very small appetite, was eating so much freaking food that day. And I'm always really happy to see that. Then we tried a taco that only this place has, the Dorito dusted chicken taco. While having Doritos in your food is really common in the States, you don't really see it that much in Vancouver. So it was interesting to see PawnShop's take on it. So it's got crispy fried chicken. I don't think it was that crispy, but it was tender and it was flavorful. What makes this taco really, really good is the Valentina hot honey, the aioli, the mozzarella, the cheddar, the sweet pickles, and the Dorito dust. It makes it so delicious. It all just works so perfectly.
It's really good. It's really good. It's just like, I don't know why it's good. It's really good.
Now, I really don't like the idea of putting Dorito dust on everything. And honestly, I wanted to hate this taco quite a bit, but I ended up absolutely loving it, and I highly recommend it. Finally, we have the coconut shrimp on fuego. And you know what? The fried coconut shrimp was actually super, super crispy. The pickled onions gave it that acidity, that sweet chili obviously gave it that sweetness, but a little bit of a kick. And the aioli gives it that rich, creamy texture. And the lettuce actually mellows everything out, so it's not too sweet, not too oily, not too savory. It's all very, very good. So if you do want something crispy and crunchy, this is what I would recommend. And of course, we couldn't end our meal without a little bit of sweetness at the end. We really wanted a really good dessert. And I think they really only have one dessert on the menu, and it's the churro donut. It's a cinnamon sugar churro style donut, and it's got dulce de leche and shaved milk chocolate. It's a little bit crisp on the outside, and it's a little bit cakey on the inside. Even though it's cakey, it's not super dense. It's still kind of fluffy. I really, really enjoyed it. It really hit the spot after all the savory things we had. Now overall, I really love this place. The food is good, the people are nice, the atmosphere is super fun. I mean, I was a little disappointed that there wasn't sexy luchadors, but I'll come back for that for sure. Now, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you like, and let me know what you don't. And finally, thank you Panda fam for tuning in. Let's dine again soon.